What's going on, crypto fam? Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto. I'm one of your co-host, David. We are coming at you live from our studio here in Sin City, Nevada. It's another one of our live shows. Quick disclaimer before we get into the content. We are not financial advisors here. Please do your own research. With that being said, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, Big Rob Wassa.
Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. My name is Big Rob. I messed that whole intro up,
You
bro.
did.
Yeah.
You gonna start over?
Yeah, start over.
Give me back the camera.
Get him back to you.
All right, now allow me to introduce you to my co-host, Big Rob Wassa.
Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto. I messed it all up, bro.
Again?
I messed it up again, bro.
Oh my God. Here, let me help you out. Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob,
There it is.
back in the house.
There it is.
Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
I forgot who your boy was, you know?
Yeah, because D-Fib's here. You're getting all nervous.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't just do live streams here. We also do deep dives. This is the live stream. Check out the deep dives. So welcome. If you guys aren't familiar, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Now, quick shout out to the chat here. We got Garrett hanging out first in the club today. So welcome, my brother. You win nothing. Also, Mayad. Welcome. Good to see you back. Also, we got Malik and Hindi up in here, and my boy D-Fib is in the house. What's up, D-Fib?
And we have our really good friend, Dean, live in the studio. Show the studio. Dean, say hi. Hola. Hey, that's patent protected. You can't say that, all right? Shh. What? There you go. Dude, I wake up this morning and I'm like, what are the big movers? And looky, chocolate chip cookie. It's Cardano. Cardano is pumping, finally crossed over the dollar mark, which has been huge resistance for Cardano. We'll kind of get into the technicals later on in the show. But first, we want to start with some market overview. Also, today, I'm tired of not giving out money. Today, we really want to give out money today. So let's open up the club.
Yeah, all we gotta do is
Let's
we gotta
give
get
some
to 21 viewers, and we're gonna open up the club. We got a cool animation or intro to the club thing opening up. So, anyways, I'm excited about it, bro.
Me too. All right, you want to start us off?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Take it
So
away.
I'm pulling up my laptop here. We have Bitcoin at 42.38. So not too much movement on Bitcoin as far as in the last 2 days. We did see this big run up into the $42,000 little window here back 2 days ago. So we've been trading sideways. So with each leg of this up, there's a little bit more confidence in the market. And as Bitcoin consolidates, the cashola starts to move over to the altcoins. So we're starting to see them pop off one by one. The entire altcoin market is starting to move, but you're starting to see one lead over the other. So it tends to be the projects with good fundamentals that are really catching steam are the ones that are, moving. So the one that David mentioned, Cardano, over $1.08. So it has crossed the dollar threshold. So what was resistance has now turned into support. So I don't see, without a big market pullback from like Bitcoin, I don't see Cardano dropping under $1 anymore. At least as long as Bitcoin's holding over 40,000, I think that dollar mark is going to hold strong for Cardano. So if you are a fan of Cardano, none but green skies. You like the green skies, David?
I typically like my skies to be blue.
Well, I like green. I like green skies.
You know, the green skies, if you want to see green skies, you got to go to Sweden
Sweden
in the winter for the green lights.
Ah,
What are they called again? The
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights.
Yes.
Have you ever seen those, by the way?
No. I've always. I'm not a big fan of cold weather, so I
Me
gotta
neither.
stay closer to the equator. So with Cardano, a lot of movement there. What else? What other big movers have we have? Loop Ring up 30% today, over 50% up. Loop Ring's over 50% for the week. Mina Protocol, one of our big favorites here. If you're not familiar with Meetup Protocol. We did do a deep dive on that. It's one of our older deep dive videos, so it's not the best format. But hey, ain't about the format. It's about the content.
Sure.
Your boys know what we talking about, and we know how to identify great projects. At least I think I do. What do you think, David?
You're right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So ApeCoin up $13 as well. What are your thoughts on ApeCoin as far as long term?
I think it's got potential. Some people are saying, can it get to like a DeFi layer one numbers? I don't know about that.
You think it'll cross?
But the tokenomics are
You think it'll
good.
cross $20
Yeah.
in the next 6 to 8 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on. I mean, we have an article we're going to talk about, so I'm not going to ruin it. But like the NFT market, it is in a bear market right now. The NFTs are in a bear market, and you have Bored Apes are continuing. People are continuing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these Bored Apes. And the Ape coin was adopted by Yuga Labs for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, with all the utility moving forward with the play to earn game, the metaverse. So definitely think it has potential. We'll see. I mean, a lot of people took profits. I mean, you got airdrop 100, 200K. You're going to take some profits. And that's what we saw with the big pullbacks down to $8. We're over what, $12 again?
Mm-hmm.
$13. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind holding some Ape coin. You sold all yours, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I
Making a
sold
nice little
it.
profit or what?
Yeah, I bought at 9 and I sold at 14 and a half.
Oh,
So
not
that's
bad.
50% up on that. Now, okay, that's it for that. Taking a look at the crypto fear and greed index. So we're sitting at 31, so a little less fear than yesterday. Yesterday we were at 26. So at 31, anything over 25 is just a regular fear. Anything under 25 is extreme fear, as you see here, like last week. So last week, extreme fear. So obviously the sentiment in the market is reversing, at least here in the short term. So investors are starting to feel a little bit more confident. So it is a bullish indicator, you know. And
What's up, Nestor?
then we got Nestor back up in here. And now, which is interesting because taking a look at the taking a look at the stock market here. We'll pull up my laptop. So with the Nasdaq down almost 1%, 0.75. So the traditional markets are down. Cryptocurrency is not, though. So going back to where the market is as a whole, I mean, you do have a good amount of red here. But as I mentioned, it's just, I think, more or less a consolidation on Bitcoin. And the altcoins are starting to pump. But going into the traditional markets, NASDAQ is down. And so, I still would be a little weary of a pullback in crypto. So we did start to see a movement last night. I thought we might have lost the bottom. I thought we might have lost support yesterday. Because last night I was looking, we dipped down to 41.9 here. And I was like, oh, is that it? Is the floor gonna collapse? And so, but then pulled back up to 42. So positive there. All right, that's all I got there on my side. So
That's it.
that's it.
What's oil looking like?
Oil?
Yeah, how much am I going to be paying for a gallon of gas here?
The oil, I think yesterday I saw it even. I don't know where so yeah, yesterday it was at $111. And so haven't seen too much movement on it.
That's ridiculous. During the pandemic, it was like $20.
They couldn't even give that shit away. Look at it. Look at this chart
Yeah,
here.
where was it at in 2020?
It was all the way down to
$16.
$16.
Oh my god.
$16.
We have 10x on oil.
$16. Yeah, if you would have bought oil, if you would have bought a barrel of oil, like
$18.
like, hey man, guess what I got? Picked up a barrel of oil last night and a gallon of milk. You're like, do you understand the price of a gallon of milk and a barrel of oil? In a year and a half, it's gonna be astronomical, bro, dude.
Man. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
What do you think is a better long term investment?
Oil or gold?
Oil or milk? I'm just saying, man. The logistics of transporting milk. You got PETA. They're big animal advocacies. They're not a big fan. Vegan. You can't have milk if you're vegan. Yeah. So I'm just saying that
milk.
that
How do you milk a cashew?
a cashew?
Yeah. Now you have like almond milk, cashew milk.
You just puree it and squeeze the juice out, bro.
Oh, you don't like milk it like you do cows?
Yes, you milk it like you do cows. Exactly. You grab the cashew tree.
You're
You
the
just
chef, so Chef Robin.
uh, all right.
So, uh, before we move on to, well, actually, let's do the animatronics first. So we're gonna get into our next segment, the hot take. Roll it.
It's hot.
So if you pull up my laptop, Eddie. So yesterday we did, and we're gonna start doing this moving forward. We're gonna start doing community polls about our hot take. We're gonna go over 'em, what the community thinks, and then Robin and I will give our take. So the hot take for today, we posted yesterday, was what is a more overvalued project between Litecoin and Tron? And it looks like 68% of you, vast majority, 2/3, believe it is Litecoin. Out of 22 votes, 68% said Litecoin, 32% said Tron. So, with that being said, what do David and Robin think? I will go first. You can take it off the laptop. So, I'm going to disagree with the community. I know I say I hate Litecoin, and I do hate Litecoin. What do I hate more? Tron. Justin Sun has literally been off his rocker the last, 2 years? We don't hear anything coming out of the Tron camp. There's no protocols being integrated. I mean, I want to show you guys on DeFi Llama. So these are all the DeFi chains. You have Tron with 4 billion in total value locked. They've been around since 2017. 9 protocols. You have 9 protocols running on your blockchain, and you're sitting in the top 20 of cryptocurrency. If that's not overvalued, I don't know what is. Coin price has done nothing. It had a big run up a year ago, and then it just completely went down. Zero movement, nothing happening behind the scenes, as far as I know. This guy, Justin Sun's more worried about getting his holders to get a free Ukraine NFT in the midst of a war than he is making money for and watching out for the best interests of his investors. So, to me, Tron's a dead project. You have the up and coming Solana, Avalanche on the scene. Now you have Terra Luna. Hedera's making noise. Harmony One, Algorand. Tron is just slow. I mean, they're like extinct essentially. How the hell are they still in the top 20? If that's not the meaning of overvalued, I don't know what is. I can make a similar case for Litecoin, but if I had to pick, I'll definitely go Tron. Robin, what are your thoughts?
Litecoin literally does nothing. It's a payments. It's a payment cryptocurrency. So it's a blockchain that focuses on payments, but yet nobody uses it for payments. When's the last time you paid for something in Litecoin? No, never. And anyways, Litecoin literally does nothing. You want to talk about overvalued? Litecoin. Why the hell is Litecoin still in the top 20? And I'm not saying that Tron is the
They're not in the top 20. That's the thing.
Litecoin's not in the top 20.
They're literally number 20.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Tron is number 26.
shut your ass up. Now, I'm not saying that Tron is some savior here. However, let's take a look at what Tron is. Tron is a layer 1 smart contract platform that does have a pretty robust ecosystem. It has a pretty big community. Now, if you compare it to the likes of Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain and Solana, yeah, it's behind them. But they still have a thriving community. It is extremely popular in Japan and in Asian countries, and it's really cheap to transact. So if you want to send money in Tron, you're talking less than like a penny. So way more efficient than Litecoin as well. So at face value, what does Litecoin do better than Tron? Nothing. Maybe it has a better founding team that doesn't work on the project, but that's about it. Other than that, yes, Tron might have a spotty track record, but what blockchain doesn't? What project doesn't have some asterisks or some areas of concern? So all of them do. However, what is something that Tron is doing is that it does work. It is efficient. It is fast. It is scalable. It does have a community, and it does have a network over in Asia that
Does nothing.
backs the project and likes it. So, yeah, that's where
Tron
I'm
is
going at.
useless. They're both useless.
Litecoin's useless.
Tron is more
My
useless.
co-host is useless.
Tron has done nothing. They're big in Asia, Japan. Okay, so we're
I'm just saying, in comparison to Litecoin, it's done more. It does more, and
of course
and
it's got more. It's
well,
got
there you go.
more.
You said, of course.
It's
See,
got more
you just said
utility
I'm right.
because it's a layer one. Litecoin just does payments.
Litecoin is a layer one.
Okay,
it's
I mean
its own
it's a smart
blockchain.
contract.
It's a layer one that's it shouldn't be called layer one. It should be called lay down number one because that's the number one for
Layer
laying
zero.
down and not doing shit. That's
layer
what it is.
zero. That's
Thank you.
pretty much what Tron is. And you tell me after 6, 7 years, 5 years, 9 protocols that are running on your blockchain.
Look, when did Litecoin come out? 2000 and like
14.
no, before that. They came out in like 2012, 2013. And so they've been around for 9 years.
2011.
Even worse. 11 years.
Almost, yeah, 11 years.
What have they accomplished in 11 years? You know, my son's about to turn 11, and he's done a lot more. He's learned how to. He's training wheels on came off. You know, he's got skateboard, and his boy. You know, and he's also he's a big fan of Pokemon. You know, he's got into the Pokemon thing. He wants like expensive Pokemon cards, and I'm like, nah. Did you ever have Pokemon cards?
I did. I love Pokemon.
Bro, man, I don't know where
See,
all
Jake
my
Paul
cards.
got scammed out of like $3 million.
Do you feel bad for Jake Paul?
No.
Exactly.
I actually met him. He's not. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's got a big head.
Yeah, he was.
No, I don't mean like literally a
metaphorically.
big head. I mean like yeah, like literally the dude's got like a melon just sitting on the top
So
of
I can
like
take those punches in the ring.
yeah, he's like I saw him in person. I was like, dude, your face is pretty big, bro. Like he's got to have his camera zoomed out all the way.
I didn't really pay attention to the size of the man's head when I met him.
I don't either, but that shit was like it was like whoa.
You make fun of a lot of people. For someone who's as ugly as you are, you make fun of Vitalik Buterin, how he looks.
Yeah, you know your boy. He
make fun of Jake
boy
Paul.
looking sweet.
Yeah.
How you doing?
If today was opposite. Today. Really? This guy. Oh my god. All right, we're done with the hot take. So something cool I want to share with you guys. So if you're into NFTs, put a 1 in the chat. I'm big on NFTs. Eddie and I actually share an account together. One of the big projects we minted over the weekend is revealing today in about 50 minutes. And we thought it'd be pretty cool to show you that process of how it gets revealed and how you can see it. So we're going to go ahead and do that for you guys towards the end of the show. Pretty cool, pretty exciting. I'll tell you what, if we land, so here's what you want to look for in NFTs. Anything with laser eyes, anything with a unique background, or anything that's gold. If we have 2 of them. We get any of those 3, I will personally give out $100 in Bitcoin. Not out of the Sin City wallet, out of my personal wallet. To one lucky person in the chat today. Whether we get to 21 or not, I like to share the love. A lot of friends that are very generous and share the love. I want to do the same. All right, let's move on to our next segment. Let's talk about today, the talking points.
Not the talking point. This guy.
You know what, Robin? For someone who screwed up his intro 3 times, I don't want to hear it. All right, we're going to...
Screw up my intro.
You screwed up your intro 3 times. All right, we're going to backtrack, actually. So it's Wednesday. Wednesday means Crypto Flashback. This is a new segment we introduced last week. We're going to start doing it every single Wednesday where we go back in time how the landscape of crypto and blockchain was versus how it is today. And today's topic is, since Bitcoin Miami conference is right around the corner, 2 weeks from now, we're going to show you what it looked like back in 2014 and what it looked like last year. Very astounding. So let's roll the real next segment, which is our Crypto Flashback graphic. Roll it, Eddie. All right. Am I unmuted? Yes. So before we get into the video, we have a new person in the chat. Robin, will you welcome Mr. Robinson to our chat?
Hola, Brian. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the most entertaining and slightly disconjointed show today. But
Brian said ADA is vaporware. Charles lied about his degree.
you know,
Well, Brian, stay long. We will
here's
discuss
the
that
thing.
with.
He said, he said he was he dropped out, but he was enrolled, and he was enrolled. But the thing was, is he really wasn't. You know, do you really care? Have you ever lied on a resume?
Yes.
Have you ever?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you ever pretended to do more at your last job? They're like, so what was your job responsibilities? And your job responsibility was to take out the trash, for example. You're like, well, where do I start?
I was
So,
the chemical
like,
engineer.
I was the foreman for I oversaw all operations that involved hazmat cleanup and all this. Like, like you just go on and on. Look, it's human nature. Is Cardano less of a project today because 4 or 5 years ago, Charles Hoskinson said that he was undergrad study and this, and turns out he didn't have a degree, but he was enrolled, but he dropped out or whatever it is, and it's just like,
Anyway.
you know what, like. It's like saying, like you went to community college, and then somebody like, well, I went to college. You'd be like, well, went to community college. Is that really college? Like,
It is really close.
yeah, it is. But
All right.
anyways,
Anyways.
I still like Cardano. I'm still
I
a
love
fan.
Cardano.
So
It's okay.
we got a deep dive on Cardano in the works. Excited about that one. So.
All right, let's roll into our crypto flashback. So the first video we're going to show you is Bitcoin conference back in 2014. Let's go ahead and show it.
Okay, so back when Bitcoin was originally created in 2009, Satoshi was really testing two things at once. So the first part is there's this idea of Bitcoin, the decentralized currency. It's a form of money that exists purely online, and you could transfer it from anyone to anyone around the world instantly with pretty much no fees. Then we have this concept of colored coins. The idea behind colored coins, I would say, saw its first beginnings in 2012. So the idea there is, okay, you have a blockchain and you have a currency on it. But what if you can put other currencies on the blockchain as well? So the idea there is to say, let's suppose that I am a gold issuer. I might be Coinable, Amagi Metals, or some larger company, and I want to issue gold on the blockchain. So what would I do? I would take, say, 10 bitcoins, and I would say each one of these bitcoins is also worth 10 ounces of gold, and I would say it's each one, and that's each one of these specific bitcoins. And then you could actually track those specific bitcoins through the blockchain, and you can treat them as sort of their own currency living inside the Bitcoin system. And then if someone at some future point in time returns one of these colored gold coins to me, then I will return to them the 10 ounces of gold. So now you have this system where you have lots of different currencies on the Bitcoin blockchain. What's the next step? Well, let's have a decentralized exchange between the currencies. So as it turns out that this is actually somewhat hard to implement, so the research behind it has actually taken some time to develop, and we are actually seeing a lot of interesting protocols around that over the last 6 months.
Can someone get a freaking paintbrush and paint that podium? Jesus Christ, man. 2014.
It looked like they filmed that thing in like in a high school auditorium, or like a middle school stage.
Cafeteria. They took all the tables away. They put this janky ass podium they found in the back that was there for probably 8-9 years collecting dust.
So if you notice on our animation for this particular segment, we say first NFTs, color coins. So we normally associate NFTs with the digital art, but Just think the technology NFTs being non-fungible tokens is basically you're building an asset and then just moving it around on a blockchain, or at least keeping track of it there, which is what you do with the digital versions of NFTs. As far as the artwork, you just store the artwork on the blockchain and it moves around, ownership there. But the color coins, which he referenced, was kind of like the first non-fungible token where you could create money. And so that's what he was talking about there. So
He gave that speech at age 20.
at age 20, huh?
20. He's 28 right now, so 8 years
He
ago.
wrote the
Age
Bitcoin
20.
white paper when he was like 17 and then published it when he was like 18.
He literally
And
might be the most impressive like
so
teenager we've ever seen.
the cool thing about that video is that he breaks down everything that Ethereum ended up
Being.
becoming. It wasn't just like, hey,
Yes.
we're launching this protocol. It's faster and cheaper than Bitcoin, and it can do other stuff. He literally was envisioning what dexes would look like. Basically, there was no like wallets outside of just like your regular hardware wallet at the time, and how to integrate that into different parts, and also talked about like lending, escrow. Basically, broke down NFTs. He broke down what NFTs was before anybody even knew what an NFT was. So he discussed, the color coins, but then he also put it into a theoretical explanation where he was saying that you could use it almost like a ticket, where you NFT entrance pass to.
What's impressive is
an
it all played out.
Yeah.
Right. You have these companies and projects that launch, big roadmap. They promise a lot, overpromise, underdeliver. This man literally everything he spoke, he essentially
But
spoke it into existence.
The funny thing though, the thing that we took away was that this is Bitcoin 2014, and man, did it look janky. I mean, we're talking busted podium, crappy lighting, weird looking
Camera.
cameras. Well, Vitalik's still kind of ain't easy on the eyes. We'll put it that way. But anyways, let's take.
Wonder what it looks like now.
Yeah, so real quick, we're gonna show you this, but if you don't know who this is, the first man is gonna hit the stage here on this Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin conference in Miami, 2021. So exactly 7 years later, we have Max Kaiser, all super
This was
Bitcoin
so cringe,
maxi.
bro.
Max Kaiser, super excited about Bitcoin Miami, and also. This was right around the time that Elon Musk had did that, delisted
From Tesla.
Bitcoin as far as a payment option for the Tesla. So everyone was mad at Elon. So anyways, we'll go ahead and roll. It's a little Bitcoin Miami 2021. Let's go.
Yeah! We're not selling! We're not selling! Fuck Elon! Fuck Elon! My first question is, what does it feel like to be a newbie?
Something wrong with that dude, man.
Fuck Elon! Fuck Elon!
Bruh.
We're not selling.
I don't trust people that wear white suits. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, first of all, like, how did you eat in the morning? How did you not bump into somebody? Like, how did you keep that shit white?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was but what's important here is just look at how the set and everything's just changed. Right? Like we went from high school cafeteria to like a legit conference, a legit podium, stage, lighting, camera,
DJs, yeah.
a weirdo yelling. That scene where he's like, "We're not selling," reminded me of the Wolf of Wall Street. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. Remember that? Wolf of Wall Street?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're trying to push him out of his own company.
Yeah.
Nah, screw this. We're not leaving. So that's how far we've come in just 8 years.
Shows you this how much the space has grown. I mean, every inch of crypto has grown. I'm excited to see what 8 years from now will look like. If that's, I'm thinking like every retail store will have either a payments option, or you'll just be driving down the street and just like you see Visa commercials all day every day. Maybe you'll see Ethereum commercials all day every day, things like that, or other platforms, things. things of that nature. So
And we will be in Bitcoin Miami for this year's conference 2022. And we are taking our studio with us mobily. So we will be taking lots of videos, and you can see how it has changed from 2014 to 2022 and from 2021 to 2022. So
yeah, I'm
it'll be
excited.
pretty interesting.
Excited about Bitcoin, man.
know-
Eddie, are you excited?
Yeah, Eddie's coming with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show your face.
Yeah, where's the Eddie cam?
Where's the face? Even better. Watch Robin's
Look
face.
at that.
Yeah, keep it there for the whole show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
So shout out to Russell. He's keeping the chat going. Everyone else is quiet. This man is typing away. Russell, we love you. You're a good man.
Yeah, where is the crowd at, man?
Yeah.
I want to know.
I figured Ada's pumping. A lot of our community, they're big Ada fans. Where are you guys?
Maybe they're not Sin City fans.
Are you sleeping? Maybe they got tired of Robin.
Hmm.
Put a 1 in the chat if you want to kick Robin off the show. Put a 2 in the chat.
Don't put a 1 in the chat, bro. Don't you do it.
All right. Now, we are getting into the next segment, which is this time the real talking points. Eddie, go ahead and roll the animation one more time. So, we mentioned this on Monday as part of our overreaction story that Honduras was going to legalize Bitcoin or make Bitcoin legal tender. Whether that was an overreaction or not, whether it can spark a bull market. Well, here you go. Go ahead and pull up my laptop, Eddie. Honduras signals intent to follow neighboring El Salvador in making Bitcoin legal tender. Honduras may be the next country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, a move that would rock the legacy establishment. According to the Bitcoin Lightning Network Plus, the president of Honduras, Xiomara Castro, said El Salvador cannot be the only country to rid itself of dollar hegemony, which is essentially just dominance.
Yeah, it's just hedging your bet, but
Yeah.
you know.
We must not allow El Salvador to be the only country escaping dollar hegemony. Honduras has a right to move towards the first.
Hegemony.
I want to say hegemony. Leave me alone. Honduras has the right. Yeah, you have zero room to tell me how to pronunciate. Okay. They say all fiat currencies eventually go to zero. All fiat currencies eventually go to zero. History shows that rampant debt and currency devaluation only ends one way. For example, talks between China and Saudi Arabia to trade oil in yuan have accelerated due to dissatisfaction with America's security commitment to the Saudis. As well as that, Russia is increasingly turning to the yuan as a response to sanctions over the Ukraine war. Bitcoin offers an alternative to both the yuan and the dollar. Its fixed supply means it cannot be inflated to zero. It is also apolitical. It also has appeal based on staying out of factional wranglings. When El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender in September of 2021, Bitcoin experienced a 20% swing to the downside. Will we see the same thing when Honduras makes a legal tender? Robin, what are your thoughts?
Maybe. Here's the thing. I'm still in this camp. Okay, how did this news break? Max Kaiser, the gentleman that was saying fuck Elon, the one that's like, we're not selling. He literally tweeted, it's happening, and then put a flag of Honduras on a tweet. This is literally where the story came from. Max Kaiser said, it's happening, Honduras flag. Next thing you know, you got the crypto buzz. The crypto community is they're screaming at the top of their lungs because some guy that used to be an American citizen that moved to El Salvador now is said it's happening, and yeah, apparently it's happening. So
This is exciting.
now here's the thing. Do I think it's actually happening? Do I think so? I believe so. Max Kaiser does have a lot of friends in high places, especially when it comes to government entities in Latin America. He has good friends with President Bukele. He now lives down there as well, so it's not like some guy that's just residing in California that's talking about his connections in Latin America. Dude actually lives there now, so I take it for a grain of salt. I think maybe he does know something we don't, but still, it's we're going out on a limb saying that Honduras is going to accept Bitcoin, but they do fit the same mold as El Salvador. So Honduras, dependent on the dollar, that's their national currency. And we see, just imagine if you live in Honduras and your money just inflated by, what is it, 20%, probably we would say,
Probably more.
from the onset of the C word back in 2020 till now. It probably, I would estimate, over 20%. I mean, just what the government says is around 8%. That's just over 1 year, and we had a lot of inflation from 2020 to 2021. So, yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. You had all the negative parts of inflation, but you got none of the positives. You don't have the stock market down there, so it's not like any of the companies that are in Honduras got an inflated like the stocks did here. It's not like all those checks that went out and all that printing. None of that funneled into Honduras. They just caught the back end. They caught all the negative effects of inflation, but they got none of the positives. And so being dependent on the dollar at this moment is pretty unsavory. And when you see your next door neighbors getting into Bitcoin and using a different network that can't be manipulated by a country thousands of miles away, it's probably not that. How far is Honduras from? Anyways, however
From
far
where?
away it is.
In the U.S.,
Yeah. So
about a day.
yeah. Now, Honduras is a little bit. So if you were pumped up about El Salvador, El Salvador's population is 6 million people, so a little smaller, about the same amount of population in El Salvador as it is in the New York State, I think. And then with Honduras, though, we're talking 9-10 million people, so a larger government, larger GDP, people. I think. What do you think is more popular of a country, Honduras or El Salvador?
Right now, El Salvador.
I mean,
I have a
outside of the crypto
Oh,
bubble, I would say Honduras is probably,
well, they have 3 million more people.
yeah. So
So
there you go.
for me, what's interesting is the fact that when El Salvador announced it. Of course, when you have big announcements like this, you expect the price to rise on big news. It didn't with El Salvador. And with Honduras, I'm curious to see what's going to happen when they make it official. Hey, we're accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. But another thing I took from this article is this: people are looking at alternatives when it comes to world trade outside of the US dollar. And some people aren't comfortable with the yuan. So, what's the next best thing? Do I need to say it? It's Bitcoin. So, will there ever be a day where every country accepts Bitcoin as payment, as legal tender when it comes to world trade? I don't know. I think that's way too far ahead for us to even talk about now, but it got to start somewhere. And even though El Salvador and Honduras don't even make up 20 million people, it's still big news because everyone's going to look at what they do, how everything goes for them, use it as a benchmark, improve upon the things they did wrong, take the things they did right, and then moving forward, we'll see more and more countries adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Nothing wrong with accepting different forms of payment, right? You have options. Options are always good. Let's move on. Speaking of El Salvador, they are postponing the issuance of their Bitcoin bonds, citing unfavorable market conditions. Last week, El Salvador was scheduled to issue its $1 billion Bitcoin volcano bonds. However, things don't seem to have materialized as per the timeline. The finance minister of El Salvador, Alejandro Zelaya, said that they would be waiting for favorable market conditions to bring these bonds to the market. Previously scheduled, the launch of the bonds was supposed to be between March 15th and the 20th and could be postponed to September of this year. El Salvador is planning to restructure its sovereign debt by issuing Bitcoin bonds. And here's something I highlighted in pink. On the other hand, other countries like Mexico are willing to adopt a similar path and make Bitcoin legal tender. Now, you want to talk about huge? That would be absolutely huge. You have a country like
That's straight up author's opinion, though.
no, that's what I'm saying. We're speculation. But if we're speculating and this actually does come to fruition, that would be enormous. So, pushing their bonds back. What do you think? Is you bullish or bearish on this?
Well,
Is it a good move?
the the concept alone, I think people don't really they don't picture or imagine what truly is happening here. So when you have a Bitcoin bond, basically you're with a bond is the government issuing or receiving money and or debt in the form of a bond. So the government doesn't lend money out to banks. They don't just write them a check and then the check just goes to the bank. Like so here we'll just take a US for example. Bank America wants to borrow money or gets a loan, for example, loan from the US government. They get it issued in bonds and then they end up paying the bonds back with a certain percentage rate. Right now it's 0.25 right now. But anyways, so just think about it in this way. In El Salvador, they are funding their government with the issuance of bonds that are directly correlated to Bitcoin mining. That's pretty damn revolutionary. I mean, think about it. You're investing in a country GDP by investing in their Bitcoin mining that's coming from a volcano. I mean, if somebody was to tell you a country was going to be issuing out debt to in the future by monetizing a Bitcoin network and mining a volcano, it just sounds like make believe. So, but that's where we're at now. So, really big, really huge story. I mean,
You think they made the right
I know
decision?
this didn't break, and I know they delayed it, but I mean, it's pretty advantageous for them to even come up with this. So, I'm not surprised that there's a delay to it.
Yeah, but do you like why they delayed it? They're saying the market conditions aren't favorable currently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's market conditions. I think it's more or less the infrastructure. That's my guess. Now, I think they
Well,
might have just said market conditions because that's the easy way out. Because if you say, "Hey, we're actually not really ready for this, and we don't really have the infrastructure set up, we don't have the mining set up, we don't have the bonds, allocated the right way," there is probably more volatility than there's more volatility issuing bonds out on Bitcoin than there is on your national currency. So, um, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult than they probably assumed.
definitely.
So,
All right, let's move on. We're going to Thailand. By the way, have you ever been to Thailand?
no, I was trying to like think of a Thailand song, and then kind of like,
A Thailand song?
but I could.
Dean, have you ever been to Thailand? Never been to Thailand. Me neither. Eddie, you ever been to Thailand or no one cares? Thailand bans use of crypto as a means of payment, but there's a crucial silver lining. Eddie, I love you. I'm just kidding. I can't be mean like Robin. I don't have it in me. Thailand Securities and Exchange Commission said Wednesday that it has banned the use of cryptocurrencies as a payment method, citing the need to protect its economy and financial system stability as some of the reasons for the ban. That's all I have. I swear I could have swore I highlighted more. So, what this article essentially says is what every country that has banned crypto as legal payment or is trying to ban crypto or is not adopting it as legal tender, it's a direct threat to their monetary system. So, with that being said, Robin, is this the right move or are they messing up?
I mean, we all know the answer. It ain't the right move. If you try to ignore Bitcoin, at some point the network and its worth is gonna outgrow what you have. And if you don't get in now while it's affordable and before other people do, when you try to plug into the network later, I mean, just think about it. Let's just say, like your hypothetical, let's say Mexico and Honduras and perhaps Brazil, a handful of African countries, then we'll throw like Sweden in there or something. And maybe when Ukraine, maybe they outlast this Russia thing and they start using Bitcoin and using it as legal tender, part of the national government, how money moves. And then all of a sudden you decide to try to get back in. It's no different than us finding the market. Let's just say the first time you heard about Bitcoin, right? It wasn't last week. It wasn't last month. The first time you heard about Bitcoin was probably a few years ago. Maybe 6, 7 years ago, whatever it is. and somebody told you about it and you just dismissed it. You're like, yeah, whatever. Now, you always look back and you always say, man, if I would have just invested then when I first heard about it, I would be in such a better spot. It's the same when it comes to these countries. And right now, for the adoption of Bitcoin and its network and its use as a payment infrastructure and a hedge against political manipulation when it comes to their own currency, if you get in now, this shit is cheap. Because as I mentioned, when I listed all those countries, if they're all plugged into the network, the value of Bitcoin is going to be exponentially higher than it is now. And if you try to get in later, Thailand, you say you try to jump in at 2030 and Bitcoin's sitting at $1.5 million a coin or $10 million a coin. I mean, good luck plugging into that and catching value. That's where I stand.
Okay. All right, that's it. Let's move on.
That's it.
Yeah, the
He's like,
no, our NFTs got revealed. So I was wondering if I should show them now or later. We'll show them later.
Yeah, go ahead, show him.
You want to see it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Here's the first one. Doesn't look too. I ain't seen no laser eyes and I don't see no gold.
You sound sad.
I am a little sad. Here's number 2. This one might be worth a little something. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. So if you're not familiar, this is Skull Tunes. Had a lot of hype leading up to the mint. We ended up getting a whitelist spot. So we minted one on pre-sale and we bought one on the open market. So there we go. 2. And then these are crypto bats and a little swamp guy. And this is Eddie, actually. We got him a new shirt, but that's Eddie. And this is what Robin used to look like. Anyways, let's move on to the next article. We're going to talk in some Ethereum. Ethereum meant
so hyped up for that reveal, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, here it is. This one's here."
I was expecting a little more juice. This guy right here looks like a medic. He's got the little first aid thing, the Red Cross thing right there.
I don't know. I saw like the Smurf hat there. So
Yeah. Maybe next time. Anyways, the SEC filings from publicly listed institutions show that institutional interest in Ethereum is now nearing an all-time high. The reason for the relationship was noted to be the fact that public institutions were obligated to report investments in crypto trust funds and ETFs to the SEC. By digging into the SEC's database to examine the securities filings, Coinmetrics found that from 2020 to 2022, entities that mention Ethereum in their filing have been on the rise. Institutional investments to Ethereum funds have seen 2 weeks of outflows, with around 17 million in total leaving them last week. And also, according to a report in February, Ethereum was a favorite amongst institutional investors. And this just kind of goes to show you how the EIP 1559 has burned over 2 million Ethereum, which is equivalent to about $5.7 billion. There are now 10.2 million Ethereum worth approximately $30 billion locked into the 2.0 staking contract in preparation for the merge. So, what do I say? Follow the money. And institutional money is going into Ethereum. It's going to Bitcoin. You don't hear institutions are investing in Shiba Inu. You don't hear institutions are investing in Dogecoin. You don't hear they're investing in Avalanche, Solana. It's Ethereum. It's Bitcoin. So, very, very bullish. Now, Robin, if you were an institution, would you be putting a majority of your money in Bitcoin, or would you be putting it in Ethereum?
I would go Bitcoin. Now I know ARK Invest with which is a huge investment company that's all in on Ethereum, or more so than, and that's run by Kathy Wood. I think she went on record, or was talking about $100,000 Ethereum, something crazy like that, $10,000 Ethereum. Well, I think 10,000 is pretty, but anyway, she said $100,000 Ethereum, and so there are companies that are bullish, and these people are smart investors. The only thing is it's really not unless you buy it straight up from the blockchain or from exchanges.
Yeah.
You know, when you say that the companies are getting into it, I think a lot of people are doing research. I think a lot of the companies are doing research. They're trying to learn more about it. And I don't think it's because they're trying to pick it up. I just think a lot of things in their environment quote Ethereum. So
Yeah.
people, it's a lot of buzz. They're seeing all these NFTs get minted on Ethereum. They're seeing like the banks cry about the decentralized finance. A lot of it's transacting on Ethereum, or at least it was. And so it's more of like a research and development, in my opinion, because outside of a handful of companies, and I'm seeing just a handful of companies out of the tens of thousands of them that are out there, that are traded publicly, I'm not seeing a lot of buzz on Ethereum. Now, if they're talking about it, I think they want it. Now, if there was a spot ETF for Ethereum, I think that would change, because then you have an avenue to invest. But
Do you
I
think
mean,
that'll come? Obviously, after we see a
it'll
Bitcoin
be
one.
Bitcoin first,
Yeah.
but I think Ethereum will soon follow. I mean, they have the ETF for Ethereum in Canada. I'm not exactly sure if they have it in Brazil or not, but if they don't, I'm sure they would have one soon. But yeah, I mean, once Bitcoin's ETF passes,
The floodgates
that's it, bro.
will open.
That's it.
But hey, institutions, they're loving Ethereum. So definitely wouldn't have found that out if they weren't publicly traded companies that had to.
Well, nobody holds it. That's the problem. You say institutions love Ethereum, but what does that mean? I can name one company that holds Ethereum. That's the only one company, publicly traded company, do I know of outside of Grayscale that holds Ethereum.
Well,
So
this article referenced the amount they're holding in their trust funds and ETFs, Ethereum trust funds and ETFs.
okay, well that's Grayscale then.
So institutions are loving it. You should love it too. I love Ethereum. We love Ethereum. All right. Florida. Florida governor says the state will accept Bitcoin for tax payments. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, which I'm hoping he runs because he's very pro crypto for the president of the U.S., says he's taking steps to enable firms to pay taxes in cryptocurrency. We are working, and I've told state agencies, figure out ways where if a business wants to pay tax in cryptocurrency to Florida, we should be willing to accept that, he said. DeSantis was clear to contrast his pro-crypto stance with state-controlled digital money proposals floating around Congress. DeSantis said he believes there are a lot of hazards related to a federally controlled digital dollar, aka a CBDC. I worry about the amount of power that would give someone in a central authority to basically be able to shut off access to purchasing certain goods. We'd be in uncharted territory. And we had a hot take on this, or a talking point discussion. And I brought up the fact that if the government controls the supply, or they can, obviously they're going to be controlling the CBDC, they can essentially tell you, hey, if you want to buy this, you got to use a CBDC, and you can't get a CBDC, blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of people who are in the camp of it's not good. There's a lot of people that want to see it. I know Robin's in the camp of he wants to see it. What are your thoughts on this article? Obviously, we knew Florida was super pro crypto. Now the governor is making it a mainstay. Hey, if people want to pay in crypto, they should be able to pay in crypto.
It won't be, okay, here's the thing. So we've talked about it before, why not? If if you can accept taxes in whatever form, it's beneficial for the city. And a lot of times there's a lot of roadblocks for getting tax money in. So you think of the ignorance of people as an example. You get a parking ticket, you're like, I ain't paying that shit. But if you have Bitcoin on hand, and maybe you'll get more tax dollars in from people that and entities that wouldn't pay otherwise. So maybe you'll get more taxes. But here's my thought though, is if the city collects taxes in crypto and now they're sitting on Bitcoin, do you think it's possible that they'll start paying government employees, the state employees, with Bitcoin? I
Definitely
I
possible.
don't think it's too far fetched. The mayor of Miami, he's already been taking crypto as a form of his salary, Bitcoin to be exact, and so why not? And if it's there, if it's in your treasury, and if you're paying people from the money you have on hand, and money you have on hand happens to be Bitcoin, then why not? So, I think that's how things evolve. Just because you're like looking at your balance sheet, you're like, hey, we got a bunch of Bitcoin over here, and let's just say it pumps. Let's say Bitcoin just pumps to 80,000, and you have like a bunch of extra cash, and then because you're a government entity, you can't just like. A lot of times you got to keep the balance sheet done, so you can't just like hodl. You can't just have the same mentality as an investor. You can't just be like, hey, I need to hodl this, and you got to pay your schools and everything else. But if you made a bunch of income, you're like, hey man, we're a little short on paying the DMV employees. Let's just throw some Bitcoin at them instead of cash. So I don't know. That's how things naturally progress. So
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see
nothing
that.
like breaking news. We all knew Florida, very very pro crypto state. The governor just wants people to put it at the forefront. All right, we're moving on to Amazon. I'm actually going to send it over to Robin. Do you have the Amazon article pulled up?
Yeah.
I'm going to send it over to Robin. He's going to go over the Amazon article with you guys.
So Amazon has launched this metaverse game. Will cryptocurrencies follow? Now this is Amazon's first attempt at entering the virtual world, the metaverse, or its metaverse, and it's a game called AWS Cloud Quest. So Amazon launched this 3D game. Players navigate a virtual city, helping people solve real tech problems through the cloud. It's an educational tool and a sales tool to teach people to use its cloud services. So, anyways, we'll watch this and then I'll read it. So, just think it has the feeling of like a corporate video game that they would make. You ever go to like an orientation and they play like Jeopardy or something, and you're like, this is so terrible. And now let's just take a look here. Anyways, without further ado.
Welcome to AWS Cloud Quest Cloud Practitioner, the newest way to build your AWS skills. Cloud Quest is an open-world role-playing game that teaches you how to build real AWS solutions using cloud concepts and exercises. As a cloud practitioner, you'll venture on a journey to help the citizens in town transform their city by using cloud solutions. You can take your technical training to the next level by turning business problems into technical solutions through puzzles, simulations, and hands-on labs. As a foundational building block for skill building and career development, Cloud Quest gives you control of your learning journey at your own pace. With tons of customizations, unique assignments, and game modes, Cloud Quest is a continuous learning experience. You can earn rewards to unlock various character styles, pet companions, city themes, and vehicles. Dive into the world of AWS and embark on the quest.
Is that a giraffe walking the streets?
What I want to know is, David, are you going to be playing this game?
You know, I was thinking about my kid playing the game. My kid's very into computers, coding. He's very smart. Not very athletic, but very smart.
That game looked awful, bro.
Did you see that giraffe?
That game looked awful. I'm just going to... I mean, am I the only one that saw that video? Because that game looked atrocious. And if you told me, that I was going to sit at my desk and play that thing for 3 hours, hell no. Hell no.
Robin, we know you're going to play the game.
But here's the thing. Everybody's all into this metaverse thing. Every company is talking about launching metaverse. And here you have layer one, or you have the first kind of representation of what a metaverse would look like from Amazon, and falls short. And Amazon is a really big company, and if this is the product you're putting out, and I get a lot of the same vibes from this as I do on all of the other metaverse popular games. You look at Decentraland. Have you watched any of the videos of Decentraland? They're
terrible,
kind of like that, bro.
Not even a real metaverse.
I mean, it looks a little visually better, but kind of clunky on how you run around.
I don't know. When I think metaverse, I'm thinking I'm putting some glasses on, some goggles, whatever they call them.
I'm telling you, man. Go and actually, if you're interested in the metaverse, go do some research on what the games are actually looking like, and they're far from this Ready Player One,
Yeah.
this VR headset.
Did you watch that movie, by the way?
immersive. I did. Yeah.
Was it good?
You haven't seen it?
No.
You need to watch it ASAP. It's a good movie, first of all. Even if outside of the crypto aspect and the metaverse aspect, I'd recommend watching it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that movie was that was pretty cringe, man. Yeah,
Bad?
no, the
Oh, the
Amazon
Amazon.
one. And then like I said, it feels like it's a corporate training game. Like, you would sit in an orientation, and then they're like, "Well, we're gonna spend the next 2 hours playing the AWS game." Like, have at it. Like,
getting your health card and having to sit to that.
yeah, man. It looked. I'm sure there's people that are gonna get value out of it. Maybe it's a better way of learning cloud computing versus sitting at a desk like clicking articles, but it's not far off of that, bro.
Well, we'll see.
You
Put a
know,
1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are gonna go and play that game.
I'm curious if other YouTube channels are hyping up that video like it's some freaking game changing. Amazon's all in on metaverse, and I'm telling you, that's people in the crypto industry. They overanalyze some of these things that happen, and they make it out to be more than it is. And I'll be curious to see that.
This would have been a good Overreaction Monday article.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know what you guys think. If you're gonna play the game, put a 1. I'll probably check it out just for shits and giggles, but something I'm gonna take seriously? Absolutely not. All right, we're moving on. Back to my laptop. Coinbase Cloud launches Avalanche Developer Tool Suite. The Avalanche ecosystem stands to gain from 3 tremendous developments announced this week with Coinbase Cloud's integration, Bitcoin support, and UST trading. Coinbase Cloud is running an Avalanche public validator node. This allows the network participants to stake their AVAX tokens with Coinbase Cloud and delegate power for validating transactions on the blockchain. There is also an AVAX integration with Coinbase Wallet, the crypto exchange's proprietary Web3-enabled digital asset wallet. Coinbase Cloud will improve the query and transact feature for its users. This feature allows developers to more easily find, interact with, and study portions of the code that make up the Avalanche network. If you're not familiar with Coinbase Cloud, they're a Web3 developer support platform from the Coinbase Exchange that launched last October. Avalanche has begun rolling out its support for the Bitcoin network through the Avalanche Bridge, and full support is expected to be completed in Q2 of this year. And then one last thing here I've highlighted. This will enable Bitcoin holders to transfer their coins onto the Avalanche network and participate in DeFi activities. Robin, what do you think?
Avalanche and Coinbase. Huge partnership, my dude. So you got the integration of the wallet. You had also, they said that there was an Ethereum bridge with Avalanche. So you have Coinbase facilitating transactions, the bridge between Coinbase, between Avalanche, between Ethereum. You got wallet integration. I think this is going to be the normal for every single blockchain when it comes to exchanges. I think that you're going to have wallet use, you're going to have bridges, and you're going to have interoperability. I don't think an exchange is going to be the single place where you come in to buy and sell crypto. So instead of just going in and buying Ethereum and selling Ethereum on Coinbase or Binance, I think it's going to be the hub. So you go into Coinbase and then you log it, you use the Ethereum wallet and you buy NFTs. You use your Coinbase wallet and you use the Ethereum network for the DEXs, for the staking. So no longer is an exchange just simply a place of just transactions. It is your hub. It is your wallet. It is the future. That's what I got.
Thank you for that, Robin.
You're welcome.
All right, we're moving on. Big partnership news from guess who? Crypto.com. Like, where are they getting all this money from? That's what I want to know. $800 million for
Have
Staples
you seen
Center.
the transaction fees on Crypto.com? Jesus.
Yeah.
We like crypto.com here, but definitely outside of, if you were to take the top 4 exchanges here in the US, they are definitely the top of the leaderboard for fees. So,
Well, they are the official sponsor for the FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. The popular excuse me. The popular crypto exchange has recently joined the list of sponsors for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. They will also be the exclusive crypto trading platform for the FIFA event. So, there's really nothing else I highlighted because outside of, hey, this is crypto.com, this is what they do, this many. 550 million people watched the FIFA World Cup last year. 500 million people. That is, I can't come up with the math in my head, but that's a lot of damn people. So you're going to have crypto.com, their brand, front and center on the biggest stage of the world's most popular sport. Robin, will this push the Crow token to new heights? Will people FOMO in the Crow? Crypto.com.
I think so. I mean, crypto.com is really just a popular US exchange. And we see the global stage that the World Cup has. It is, the biggest sporting event in the world, more so than the Super Bowl, and only happens every 4 years. So the opportunity to be the main, to be one of the main partners or whatever it is, they're the number one, right?
Well, when it comes to crypto platform,
When it comes to crypto,
yes, but there's other sponsors.
yeah. But number one, cryptos. How many ads do you think they're gonna have? You think they're gonna be spamming ads?
Well, no, just because there's no timeouts
Or is it?
in soccer, there's no quarters, it's half,
Yeah, but you have a lot of ads before and after the game as
Yeah.
well.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised to see a banner or something, or like a
well, they have like the advertisements that are on the perimeter of the field. I think that'll definitely be on there. But I don't know, man.
This is good. This is good news. More recognition.
But
Brand
here's the
recognition.
thing: are they gonna have commercials outside of the U.S. as far as television?
They should. Yeah. FIFA World Cup is a
But you
World
gotta
wide
advertise it individually. So FIFA doesn't do the deals for the globe, as an example. So if you want to advertise on the World Cup for the World Cup games here in the U.S., you need to find out which television producer is airing it, whether it's NBC or Fox or whatever it is, and then you make a deal with them. And then if you want to do it in Canada, you go to their network broadcasting. And then the same thing with each individual company. So my question is, are they going to lock in deals and advertise outside of the U.S. because they're predominantly a U.S. based exchange? If they don't have exchanges set up in, say, like Spain, for example, if they don't offer services in Spain, what would be the point of advertising?
right.
Or would they advertise just for the simple fact of name recognition, for the possibility to pass legislation to make it easier for them to offer services there? So, but no matter what, you're still going to get those banners. You know what? Real quick, I wanted to mention, I think DFib said that Amazon bought
MGM.
MGM.
It's
So
not the
here,
casino.
it's not the casino?
MGM Studios.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I thought it was. I actually Googled it. Here, pull up my laptop, Eddie. Right here, Amazon's MGM. This is essentially the right here, Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
They're trying to expand on their Prime Video.
Yeah. So
Makes sense. You got to
$8.5
compete against
billion.
Netflix, man.
$8.5 billion. Very interesting. All right.
There's been a lot of money has been lost in the cinema section. With people aren't going to the movie theaters. I went and saw Batman movie like last week, and man, it was, imagine going to the Batman. Remember when Batman, The Dark Knight, and Batman Begins, and
There was
all,
lines,
dude.
at midnight.
Yeah, it was like you couldn't get in. So I went to the thing. I went to go watch the newest Batman, and it was like a quarter of the of the theater was full, and that was
Pattinson sucks.
like two days into their release. So, obviously not as many people going out to the theaters. Maybe it's the whole C word thing going on. Who knows? But I don't know, man. I want to go back to the movies. I want things to go back to normal.
Oh, movies are overrated. Movie theaters are overrated.
Bro, I love movie theater, man. Especially now that they're super posh, man. They're great. You got these reclinable chairs. Eddie's over here looking like he said posh. You got those leather chairs. You can recline things back. They serve beer now. There's some of them that have waitresses.
I can just stay home. My 82
And the snacks at the theaters are definitely upgrading, man. You get like all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, now instead of paying $10 for popcorn, you can pay $15.
It does cost at least. You go two
popcorn and
people
bud.
with drinks, food, tickets. You're at least
bucks.
in 80, 190, somewhere there. So
190.
100 bajillion dollars.
$1 billion. All right, 2 more articles to talk about. We'll move right along. We still got a market analysis to go over. There is. Eddie, come bring it back. There is one coin you should be buying, not financial advice, and one coin you should be selling. I will reveal those coins in our market analysis. All right, back to the article. Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, aka BIP. 21 eases user experience when paying invoices. At the moment, there is a massive user experience hurdle that exists for users of different Bitcoin wallet software providers. Some wallets are on-chain only, some are Lightning only, and some allow users to use both, but force you to manually shuffle between the two when sending and receiving. If you've never done this, it's very frustrating. It's annoying. It's something that just we shouldn't have to take that extra step to do it. Enter BIP21, which aims to fix this UX hurdle by giving users optionality when sending Bitcoin. BIP21 would enable QR codes that enable wallet providers to include both a Lightning invoice and an on-chain Bitcoin wallet address in one place. What is needed to push BIP21 forward as a standard is for more Lightning Network wallets to begin supporting it. Beyond this, BIP21 enables users the ability to make a conscious decision about whether they want to send via the protocol layer or the Lightning Network. Robin? The BIP? Is it hip?
I think that any upgrade
Or
to
will
the
it cause a
Bitcoin
dip?
network, any upgrades to the Bitcoin network is fundamental, because first of all, to even come up with a proposal and have it go in front of the miners and have them change anything on Bitcoin, the miners and everybody in that damn network is super stagnant and they don't want to change anything. They're super proud of what they have.
Well, if it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I actually don't blame them. I like that ideology. Bitcoin has grown to what it is because of what it is, and so for that reason,
What is it?
it's an amazing monetary network that is.
Okay, Michael Saylor.
It moves at the speed of light. That it's kinetic energy that can move from one spot of the world to the other. Like, anyways, what was I saying? What were we oh yeah. No, any upgrade is good. This is actually, it's pretty minute as
Yeah,
far
but I
as,
think it's pretty
but
important,
it's
man.
cool. Yeah, so they're basically just changing the QR aspect. So instead of scanning a QR code and just pulling up a wallet address, you have options. And so we were just talking about that yesterday. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? About like which network should we use, and the Lightning network, the on-chain network, and if you just merge the two together and make it simple, easy to use, we're always big advocates for making cryptocurrency more approachable to the novice, and the less things that confuse people, the more adoption you'll have. So there you go.
I like it. All right, one more article, and then we are done. BAYC. Apes Gone Wild. Bored Ape Yacht Club selling like crazy amid otherwise sluggish NFT market. Bored Ape Yacht Club, they've been bucking the trend of an otherwise sluggish market with strong sales performance of late. Collectively, BAYC, along with their spin-off Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Bored Ape Kennel Club, and Bored Ape Chemistry Club. Never even heard of that one. Bored Ape Chemistry Club. Saw over $100 million in daily sales volume last Thursday. $100 million in a day. Insane. Strong sales from leading NFT series typically would translate into stronger sales for the broader market, but experts tell forecasts that is not happening at the moment, and that could actually be a sign of a maturing market. Sales volumes for March on leading NFT marketplace OpenSea is down almost 60% from what it was at the same point through February. Petsker attributes this slowing down of sales to the market becoming too oversaturated. We talk about this, a very hot topic amongst people. NFTs are a bubble. Yes, they are. Everything's a bubble. But it's becoming a bubble full of shit. So many projects.
Did you just shart on the stream, bro? That's what it sounded like. Bubble full of shit.
It's too many dumb projects. Like too many. You could tell it's such a. Some of these projects are such money grabs. There's too much of that going on. We need to just wipe the slate clean. And the article talks about the NFT marketplace maturing. Robin, is this good news or is this bad?
I don't know, man. You're talking about bubbles full of shit and wiping yourself clean, bro. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Oh man. So Robin's the guy where Eddie, let me see the camera. Robin's the guy where it's like you have this coloring book and it's like you're like outline of a star and it says 1 to 2 to 3. Robin goes 1 to 2 to 5 to 3 to 4 to 6, and then here he is. And doesn't even.
I
look
have
like
no idea what the hell that analogy.
I know you don't have a lot of things. You don't.
Does anybody in this room get that one? No. So
yeah, because Robin
Eddie's
apparently, well, Eddie is a meathead over there. You apparently don't
No,
understand half
I'm the
things
kid.
I say.
Okay, I'm the kid that everyone's like looking at clouds and like, that's a kitty cat. I'm like, boobies. That's me. Okay. Now, anyways, Bored Ape Yacht Club, definitely.
Anyways, red candle, bad. Green candle,
Okay.
good. Bored Apes,
So
good. Shit,
here's my analysis here. Bored Ape Yacht Club is the gold standard. It is the #1 player when it comes to NFTs. It's the Bitcoin of the NFT marketplace. And even when there was, there's pullbacks in the crypto market, even when you'd go through bear markets, Bitcoin never went to zero. Bitcoin never
lost.
Collapsed. Even when you looked at 2017, Bitcoin went all the way up to the $21,000. And then in 2018, it dipped all the way down to 6,000. So even though it took a 80% dip, it never truly collapsed, and it was always there. While other cryptocurrencies collapsed during that time frame, the same can be said when you look at NFTs. Yes, the market could be down in the NFT sector, but the gold standard, the Bitcoin of NFTs, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club, is holding strong, if not growing. So, not surprised.
Okay. All right. That'll do it for the talking points. We are now moving right along to our last segment of the show, our market analysis. So the first thing I want to show you is a metric I found on Glassnode. Eddie, please pull up my laptop. So this is the NUPL, the net unrealized profit loss of Bitcoin. And it's got some nice colors on here, and it essentially shows whenever you see this violet blue color, we are in euphoria and greed, which typically signals the top of markets. Green is either belief or denial, and then you have optimism, anxiety, kind of in the middle, and then capitulation is on the bottom. Capitulation is essentially you're afraid, so you sell everything. And you can see this dates back to 2010 of July. You can see the capitulation phases, how deep and how long they are. And you can see as we go from 2011 to 2015 to 2018, and we had a little bit of a capitulation here in 2020, they are getting shorter and smaller. So this is great. Also, what this measures as well is what percentage of the Bitcoin supply is currently in profit or loss. And the metric shows us here, if I zoom in, we are currently 42% of the Bitcoin supply that are in wallets is currently at a unrealized profit. And what that means is your coins are sitting in a profit, you just haven't liquidated it, so it's not considered realized profit, it's considered unrealized profit. So, and we're kind of in the middle here as far as the market cycle. We're in the brown, which is optimism and anxiety. People don't know what's going to happen. We see a little move up and then we see a retrace down. We're kind of consolidating. We've been doing this for the last 3 months. So people, they're optimistic, but they're also anxious at the same time. And then you couple that with over 40% of the current supply is in profit. Typically, we see big sell-offs when that number goes over 70, 65, 70, and we see big buys when you see that number flip. Just like we saw in these capitulation phases. So this is another metric I want to show you guys. In my opinion, pretty bullish. So, and what I like a lot too is the fact that these capitulation phases are getting shorter and smaller. So that's great news for Bitcoin. It means we're seeing more stability in the market, and we're going to see that moving forward. Next thing I want to talk about is Cardano. So we saw a big pump out of Cardano, and this is their chart. So we had a big support level here, right around 77 to 82 cents. And our huge resistance zone was this dollar mark where we kind of hit this a couple times. Now we have broken above it. Don't be surprised if you see a red candle tomorrow and we kind of retest this zone. But I think once that happens, we are going up to this next level. And this is a very, very critical zone. You can see here, we retested this back in April of 2021, July of 21, December of last year, January of this year, and now we are headed back that way. If we can retake this resistance level of $1.50, Cardano is in a brand new bull run. You can arguably say we might be in a whole new bull market. So that remains to be seen. Also, the other indicators we have here, very, very strong positive trend on the ADX down here. And then the Arun indicators, just everything's pointing to Cardano is going to keep moving up. Now, if you need money or nothing wrong with taking profits, you can definitely do that. I'm not taking profits yet. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't either. And then if I throw the Heiken Ashi candles on here, you can see very, very strong uptrend. You want to see these big green bodies, no lower wick, medium-sized top wick. So we are definitely in a bull trend. So great news for Cardano. Now, Eddie, will you take my face away? So 2 coins I want to talk about. I want to talk about one coin that we should be buying or is at a good zone for buying, and one coin that's at a good zone for selling. So let's go with the buy first. So I want to look at Filecoin. Now, if you're not familiar with Filecoin, they are a decentralized storage system that aims to, quote, store humanity's most important information. They leverage their decentralized nature to protect the integrity of the data's location, making it easy to retrieve and hard to censor. Tokenomics are great. 100% of their $180 million supply is currently in circulation, so you don't have to worry about rampant inflation on the coin. And then this one is pretty simple. We throw on the easy bands, and we dipped under this green easy band here, and you saw we tested it, rejected, test, reject, test, reject, and now we have crossed it. Very, very bullish. And the all-time highs for Filecoin, you can see here, we got all the way up to $241. So $20 is an absolute steal. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just saying what the metrics are telling you, what the technicals say. Now would be a great time to buy Filecoin. Let's move on to what we should sell. And I don't know, some of you might not want to hear this, but I'm sorry. We speak facts here at Sin City Crypto. Unless you're Robin, then he speaks on sentiment. Now, if you're not familiar with Waves, it's a multi-purpose blockchain platform that was launched in 2016. And they were one of the earliest ICOs in the crypto industry. And also, 100% of their total supply is currently in circulation, which is about 109 million coins. And on this one, first I'll pull up the easy bands for you guys so you can see we are at the top level here. So this is a take profit, get rid of it, sell zone. When you reach this top red solid band, You can see here historically, there was about a month here where we stayed above it, and then as usual, we crossed down, dipped down, and then now we're back at this level again. Saw a huge run up. But what I want to use on this one is I want to use the Sunta indicators, which essentially measures risk versus reward. I'm going to plot the bottom here at 54 cents, which is right around here. So let's plot that one there. And for our top of the market, let's plot this one. Bam. All right. As you can see here, not only are we on the top of this band, of the red band, but we are getting close to the 3-to-1 short. So essentially means people that look at this, when you get to this $28 mark, which is $7 away, the shorting the price of waves becomes 3-to-1 risk to reward, which anything over 2-to-1 is extremely good. You're going to have a lot of people coming in shorting this. So all the technicals indicate that waves now would be a good time to take profit, would be a good time to sell. Again, not financial advice. Please do your own research, but use this as a tool, as a resource. Not only that, we're seeing a lot of indecision in the market with these small bodied candles. You got a shooting star. You got shooting star 2 out of the last 4 candles. So bearish, in my opinion. Does that mean that the project is not good long term? Absolutely not. This is just taking profit, knowing where and when to get in and to get out. So that's all I got for the market analysis. Some TA for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That brings us to the end, the culmination of our show. Eddie, go ahead and roll the outro. We are one more day away from Blockchain Parlay. 2 days. Make sure you come back Friday.
One more day. You even know what day of the week it is.
It's Wednesday. Anyways, on behalf of myself, Robin, Eddie, and our friend Dean here in the studio, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Hey.